Today we're going to go over, should we negotiate price? And if you should, how do you go about doing it? As always, my name is Peter Bolin and I've closed over $50 million in commercial cleaning contracts. And I'm here to tell you what's working for us. That's all. So the short answer to this is yes, you should always negotiate price. The issue is when most people hear me say you should negotiate price, what they think I mean is you should always lower your price and at that time not change services and terms. So just lower your price to get a contract. And that's not what I'm saying in any way at all. Negotiating price means also negotiating terms and services. If you are not negotiating terms and services, all you're doing is having a client dictate to you what they're going to pay you for the services they want. And that's not negotiating. So I'm going to explain to you how we do it. But before I get into that, I want to let you know what I usually see when I'm working with people and they're trying to grow their janitorial company. So what happens is the janitorial comes in, they get a quote, 2 thumbs up. It's the first step in it. They do a walkthrough of the building. They walk through the whole entire property. They leave, they build a quote, they guess on the price, and then they send it off to the client. And then what happens after that is they either never hear back from the client or they try to call and the client's always busy and they can't keep them and they can't get a hold of them. And then they're stuck in this giant confusion. And the confusion comes from not knowing why a client didn't move forward. Not knowing why a client didn't move forward is as important as knowing why clients are moving forward. Because if you have this trend of a reason why clients are not moving forward with you, it's easy for you to fix it. You need data in order to fix your business. And if you don't have data, all you're doing is guessing and hoping that what you're doing is going to work. The confusions that happen after you send a deal out to somebody and then they decide not to move forward and you don't know why suck. It absolutely sucks. It has you guessing all the time. And it's really over a few areas. The one area is you don't know their decision-making process and who's in charge of making the decision. So you're probably building a quote for the wrong person and it's not what the real decision maker wants. The other area is value. You have no clue on what value they really want for your price, terms, and services. So you end up leaving the quote, just throwing something out there and hoping that it lands on the exact right thing. And the other thing is you didn't really solve a problem, or maybe they didn't even have a problem for you to solve. You just went in and did a quote and you're hoping that they're going to choose you. So you're essentially sitting on a wing and a prayer, and that never works out. So for the sake of this video, we're really just going to talk about the value aspect of it. And ensuring that when you leave the quote, ensuring that when you leave the walkthrough, you know for certain that you have the right price for the right terms and the right services, and they're okay with that. This really helps take your quoting process out of mystery. So this way, if you don't have clients move forward with you, you know for sure it's not price and you can focus on the other areas. So now the easiest way to negotiate price is to do it up front with multiple prices for different types of services. And I'm going to get into how we do that in a little bit here, but every single product or service has this. You know, you look at chocolate bars, you can go into a grocery store and you can see 7 different sizes of the exact same chocolate bar, up to value packs where you get 10 of them. They are moving you around on the product based on price for how much you get for it. Happens in car dealerships. You go into a car dealership to choose a car. You get in there. You're like, I absolutely love this car. You find out you can't afford the payments on it. So what they do is they lower features or they increase the loan time so that the amount per month is lower. So they move you around based on price. And the truth is this happens within industries as well, just with different businesses. In every industry, there is a low-cost provider for low service and lower quality, and there is high-cost providers for higher service and higher quality. And this is why clients shop around. They might get 2-3 quotes because they want to see. So if you actually move them around on pricing, what that ends up doing is it stops them from shopping around. It doesn't completely eliminate it. There's a certain section of clients that are always going to do it, but it will be a lot less because they don't have to get 2-3 quotes to find the right price for the services. They actually got it all with you. Now, how do we do this? And there's really two ways we do it. One is we have a list of all of our services that we can remove. So we can move things from weekly to monthly to quarterly. We can remove inspections. We can take a 1-year contract and turn it into a 3-year contract. We can take out a day per week. We can add services if we need to. There's everything that we can do, and we have a list of it. So one of the ways we do it is where we negotiate the price after we have already given the contract to them, and you're maybe in a meeting later on to see if they're going to move forward. And then they come up to you and say, hey, we just can't afford it. No way whatsoever. We have a budget for the year. You then try to overcome the objection a few times. And when you can't, that's when you start negotiating, removing services and changing terms in order to come at that price. And like, keep in mind, you're not always going to be able to come at the price that they want. And that's okay too. At least you left that deal knowing why they didn't move forward. So the one way is to change terms and services. And that happens usually in the end of the deal when you guys are in the final stages of negotiating. The other way to do it is what I mentioned before, which is bringing up the negotiations for the price up front, where you have a standard, detailed, and a premium clean. This allows you to find the exact services they want for the exact price. And we do this on every single deal. So the way this works is you will do the walkthrough with them, build out their checklist while you're doing it. And then when you're done and you have the right measurements, you go into their office and you negotiate the standard, detailed, and premium clean. And the standard, detailed, and premium clean all have specific services within them. You could mix and match and do whatever you want with it. So once you sit down with them and you go, based on every single thing that you want, your price is going to come in at this amount. Based on this amount, do you see value in paying that for all of these services? And 9 times out of 10, they'll say yes. And it's just their way of not wanting to negotiate price, because most people don't know how to negotiate price or even try to. So they just think the price is the price, so they accept and they go, oh, okay. But inside their head, they're like, oh, that's way too much. And then after they say yes, you go, okay, great. Now, if I remove some of these services and I can lower your price to this amount, or maybe you're raising the price to this amount, right? Would you be interested in that? And what this allows them to do is to openly discuss that the price is too much and maybe they don't need every single thing that they wanted, and they don't need every single thing that they wanted. And it allows you to reduce the price to find the exact services that they want. And you just move the price around. And before you leave, or before you end the meeting or move on to your next section of the sales presentation, you have to get a confirmed, yes, that is the exact price I want for the exact services. So you know for sure if they don't move forward with you, it had nothing to do with price or services. This is how you take that confusion out of it and know for certain that you are on the right price for the right services with that client. Something that happens a lot is that when we go through the walkthrough or we're building out the checklist with them, they will get extremely detailed happy and they'll start selecting yes to everything because they want this like in-depth, extremely detailed clean. And then when they see the price of that in-depth detailed clean, they don't want to pay that. And this method allows you to walk them back to something that they can do and can pay for the services that they really wanted. And it also happens on the flip side. Some clients will be like, oh, no, they'll just go so bare bones to try to get the lowest price. And then when we try to move them up in price to see if we're on the right price for the right services, they'll add extra services to it because they're okay with paying more because it came in less than what they thought it would. So this method completely takes the confusion out of pricing, and you should do it on 100% of your meetings. Okay, so those are the two methods. One is you do upfront with them, which we do on every single call. And the other one, it happens in the final stages of negotiations where you start augmenting terms and services. A lot of the times it's more terms at the end of it you're augmenting, trying to extend the contract length if they want like $50 less a month, whatever it boils down to. Like I'll gladly take a $50 less a month on a contract to get a 3-year contract versus a 1-year contract for sure. So that's the one you negotiate at the end. And the other one is you bring up front and like do that on every single call, period. This method has helped us close about 40% of our deals. So 40% of all the deals we do, we shut down because of this. Now, don't get me wrong, there's other things that we do, but this is a huge factor in it to closing those deals because we know we're on the exact right price for the exact right services we want. And if you want a free 50-minute coaching session for me to help you out with this and answer some of your questions, the link is in the description below. And if you're wanting more one-on-one help, let me know and I'll see if that's something that we can do. Okay, thank you for your time.